But then he made very divisive and controversial remarks minutes.
Hasan banned emergency. Wait, what? What? Why? Probably the Rick Scott moment? Oh, please. Streamer bans doesn't have anything listed. Hey, get your subs in now, chat. Get your subs in now. We'll stream on YouTube if fucking Mold is actually seeing some success with his fucking brigading. Temporarily unavailable. Okay, it's a temp ban. For what? Dude, if this is for the fucking Rick Scott thing, they're so stupid.
Kicking, biting, fighting, and
they're so incredibly stupid. What happened? He said that if Republicans are going after criminal fraud in Medicare by gutting Medicaid and, you know, going after all the employees at the Medicaid offices, then they would kill Rick Scott because he did the largest Medicare fraud in history, or Medicaid fraud in history. Like, my God. Like, we covered this on Saturday. Streamer bans just got the tweet. Oh, no. Yep, there it is. And of course, Sports Kita is covering it. Oh, Aiden's Empire, dude, the fucking dick riding, I swear to God. These people are so incredibly stupid. Hasan specifies Republicans would do capital punishment to him too. Not just murder him in broad daylight. Yeah, he like specified it after the fact. But of course, Asman, I'm sure having a fucking grand old time about it. I'm sure he's real tickled. Nasty, dude. Nasty fucking work. Like, there are geopolitical attacks, geopolitical issues happening right now that have global implications. There are attacks on every marginalized group in this country. And the one guy who has a massive audience on the platform to properly contextualize these things that isn't, yeah, it must be to get rid of all of the, you know, inferior cultures and all of the wokeness and gayness. We do the Sea Dog video? No. Are we switching to YouTube? No. No, I'm going to be here until we get banned. In which case, I will be on YouTube, which, by the way, go subscribe to my YouTube. Jesus Christ. The fuck was he banned for? The Rick Scott thing. What did Hasanabi say about Rick Scott? Streamer calls out XQC and Asmongold while addressing controversy. Twitch streamer Hasan Hasanabi has addressed the community following a recent controversy over his remarks about U.S. Senator Rick Scott. For those unaware, on February 28, 2025, a 21-second video from Hasan's live stream surfaced on Twitter depicting the political commentator's stance on U.S. Senator doing Medicaid fraud. Quote, if you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You would make it, you wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party. Following, fellow content creators Zach Asmongold and Felix XQC reacted to the Turkish American's Turkish American. Funny how it's only like outlets like this that refer to him as Turkish American. Personalized video with the former OTK member claiming that Hasanabi was advocating to kill Rick Scott. Yeah, advocating to kill an elected representative of the government is not good no matter what. It doesn't matter what the perspective is. You can't say that. That's crazy. Totally indefensible. I am shocked, honestly. It's so obviously a call to violence. It's so obviously... it's not something... It's so obvious it's not something you should say. I don't think... XQC said, I don't think... you could, you should say you could kill somebody. It's just weird because they killed the other guy. And what happened to the insurance company? Did it change? Oh my God. First of all, some of them did change temporarily. I don't know what Felix has been up to. I don't know what XQC has been saying, right? I don't really keep up with him. But we've been keeping up with what Asmongold's doing because he is a political commentator. Can you play the clip so that chat can see? Because it's obvious that's not what he said. No, I mean, this is a direct quote. This is a direct quote. But the problem is, you have to understand why he's saying that, which he clarified. Tim Pool posted too. Homie says to kill Rick Scott, but doesn't even know he's a senator. He's just shitting out of his mouth. What?
No, look, the White House has made a commitment. The president said over and over and over, we're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies. Couple of examples. You know, there's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he? He's the Richard Lynn Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida, a seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the f***ing head of the...
Yeah, he didn't say someone should do it. He didn't say he should die. He was literally talking about the Republican Party and their stance on capital punishment and how they're unserious about actually tackling Medicaid fraud. God, they're so fucking... It's not even that they're stupid or that they don't understand this. It's that they are cynical, that they are lying about what is happening here. Like, they're lying to their audience. Literally lying. Literally lying, dude. They know what the fuck he was saying and had to bitch and moan and get, you know, the fucking Twitch staff brigaded by the fucking DGG community while their fucking streamer is going to court for, you know, sex crimes. And while the one place that has a massive audience that they can all go flock to is posting dumbass, goddamn, fraudulent, non-peer-reviewed studies on trans suicidality rates post transition on their subreddits, doing Holocaust revisionism. Yeah, he got banned today. Temp ban.
What was it, like the Senate committee or something? Like the
This is a clear misinterpretation and a false flag. It's not even a misinterpretation. It's just lying. It is twisting his words into something it's not. And also, I say again, it's an American tradition to say that your politician should die. Like, that's an American tradition. Like, every person says this in their workplace, publicly, on the timeline. Everyone says this. We all hate our fucking government. Clearly, if you are saying someone needs to kill that person, that is a TOS violation. Clearly. That's not what this is.
Republican fundraising initiatives. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part.
Yeah, he's comparing what the amount of fraud would warrant if you cared about fraud at this point.
Part of the Republican Party is because he, to this day, is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
I mean, I don't know how you would post this and think that it's an own. Like, this is not the 21-second clip. This is the full 90 seconds, 94 seconds. That gives the entire context. For safety, chatter, I'm gonna give you a minute. Okay, for safety. So the Second Amendment was there in case politicians got out of control and they're upset about words. Shaking my head. I mean, they don't care. They don't care about this. What they care about is that, especially Asman, right? Because this wouldn't have gone anywhere if Asman wasn't, like, pumping it out into the ether. What Asman is upset about is that he's getting criticism. Is that he's being called out. That's all it is. Ethan, D, Asman, that's what it is. They're getting called out for their behavior and they want to sit in their little echo chambers and receive zero criticism. They want to go unimpeded. Straight up. They're mad that they're getting their ass owned in the QRTs. They're mad that their daddy is going to court for, again, sex crimes. Asman would 10,000% not care if someone on the right said they should kill AOC. Asman doesn't care about that. We know that Asman is fine with calls for violence. I went over it earlier. Wanted to go and do, you know, Pokemon Go, gotta catch them all with fucking ice. That's saying he wants to do violence. Fun fact, every single adpocalypse or mass overcorrection of TOS on these sites has been caused by Nazis. The wokes and SJWs never brought down the ban hammer that destroyed content creators and got people actually canceled, like these snowflake right-wingers crying for platforms to silence others. They do it every single time, and then they lie and say we did it every single time. Now they do it again, fucking clowns. They beg for censorship of their enemies. That's why they love fascism. Yep. Matter of fact, how's that? Every instance of adpocalypse or major TOS restructuring has been done as a result of right-wing cry-bullying. Progressives, leftists, minority groups have never had the motion to get someone banned or change the platform. Reactionaries love censorship and have the power to do it. How's that sound? Pretty good? I can't include all of Kel Thickness's post because I don't pay for Twitter. Stealing takes from your Irish comrade. Are you British? Okay, chill. Perfect. There you go.